Today, the special edition Fission Trail came out, so I went and picked one up, and I'm gonna throw it with the original Neutron plastic trail, and we're gonna compare these two, Neutron versus Fission, full weight versus lightweight, however you want to look at it. This one is 171 gram, and this one is 157. So it's not only a plastic review, it's kind of what can you throw further, heavy or light? We'll see. We got about I don't know, 5, sometimes 10-mile-an-hour headwind coming at me, but it shouldn't be too bad. We'll even throw them back this direction so that we can get it with a tailwind. So let's go ahead and, well, let me show you this first. One of the first things you're going to notice, if you can see, is the Neutron plastic, this trail, this thing's flat. It's flat, hardly any dome. It feels like a fantastic forehand disc, even though I never use it for that. The Fission, it's got quite a bit of dome, quite a bit of heartbeat in it. So if you don't like dome, you're not going to like this disc. We're going to start with the Neutron Trail, 171 grams. We're just going to throw this flat. I don't think I'm going to try throwing it 100%. I'll probably throw it 75, 80. I just want to get a nice flight out of it. Pretty flat, pretty straight. You see it good? All right, now we're going to throw the Fission. Like I said, it's got a little bit more dome, so I don't exactly know how to handle that. I'm not a dome guy myself. I'm just going to try to throw this flat. Well, it got up in the air, doing quite the S-turn. Not sure how far that went. All right, the Fission, it might have been the wind, it might have been because it got up in the air a little bit, but the neoplastic, the original one, actually went about 45 feet further than this one. So we're going to turn around and throw them back with a tailwind and see if that helps the lighter disc. All right, we turn around, now we're going to have a tailwind. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Neutron plastic first, and I'm going to throw it flat again. I'll probably turn back around and do this exact same throws, throwing them on a slight hyzer just to see how much they'll flip up and go. But, whoops. I'm just going to throw this flat for now. And my car's about 350 feet away, so I don't think I can hit it. I feel like it's a little bit. I need to get them up in the air, but we'll do it with the hyzer. We'll go flat again with the Fission. There is no flat with that much dome. You get the S-turn every time with that Fission plastic. All right, that time throwing them back with a slight tailwind, the Fission plastic went about 10 foot further than this one, so it seems to have went better. But this time I'm going to throw them on a slot hyzer and throw them as hard as I can, just like you could anytime you were throwing a disc. So we'll see what happens here. Let me set my rangefinder down. We're going to start with the Neutron. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit. So the real reading might be on the way back, but we're still going to throw headwind shot. Trail, slight hyzer, as hard as my weak arm can go. That's probably around 300 feet. Now we're going to do the same thing with the Fission. I have a feeling this one's going to get up in the air a little bit more. It seems to take off. I don't know if that's what the dome does, but it gets a lot higher than the other one right out of my hand. Or if that's just me. Ah, look at that S-curve. We're going to go check, but I think that Fission went little bit further. All right, the Fission trail went about 5 feet further than the Neutron trail in a headwind, throwing it as hard as I could. They both went around 300 feet. Now we're going to throw them back towards my car with a slight tailwind, so hopefully they'll go a little further. I've actually walked back a little bit from my car so we don't hit it. So let's give her a shot and see what happens. I was letting that other car pass through. All right, Neutron first. That one went pretty good. I didn't get off the ground very far. For some reason, I'm throwing low today. And the Fission. Flipped that. Didn't quite flip up the flat on that one. They still look about the same distance. Let's go check them out. All right, on that one, the Fission went about 2 foot further. It's pretty much even. All right, we're gonna try putting them on a little anhyzer now and see how they fly. Neutron plastic. It fights out. I don't care what the flight numbers are, even though it's -1-1, it still fights it. Let's see if the Fission does the same thing. I'm sure it will. Oh, maybe. That one rolled over and panned out a little bit more. It didn't fight back quite as much. All right, so the Neutron plastic fought out of it, and the Fission plastic kind of just rolled over and panned out real quick. The Neutron went on the anhyzer, probably went about 75 feet further. So they weren't real long throws to begin with, but I don't throw much anhyzer, so it is what it is. All right, we're gonna try throwing them both on a forehand. I don't know how well they'll fly, but we're just gonna try throwing them out there as flat as we can. I'm gonna start with the Neutron plastic. I don't know, that probably went close to 300 feet. All right, let's try the Fission plastic. Oh man, that is a forehand. You see that? That thing is rolling forever. All right, I don't know if they're much forehand is. My review on these two discs they're pretty similar. When I threw flat or I threw the hyzer, they both went about the same distance. The only time one went quite a bit different was the anhyzer when the Neutron plastic tried to fight out of it, and the Fission just kind of followed and faded and died real quick. It really didn't carry very far. So distance wise, they're pretty much the same unless you're throwing an anhyzer. Forehand, the torque of the forehand, I mean, this went about 300 feet and only went about 8 foot off the ground. This one was an instant roller, so the Fission plastic couldn't handle the torque of the forehand. So anyway, those are the only things I really noticed. I don't know how much weight affected that. I know Fission plastic's obviously flippier than Neutron, but they're fun discs to throw. I don't throw them because I like the 9-speed. I like the MVP Insanity. That's probably one of my favorite go-to drivers. But if you like the 10-speed, this is probably a great disc. I hear a lot of people say good things about it. So anyway, that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed watching the throws, and thanks for watching.